Okay, let's radically shift how we look at building wealth from absolute zero. If you're a young beginner, starting completely from scratch with limited resources, consider this explainer your ultimate roadmap. We're not talking about winning the lottery here or some sketchy get-rich-quick scheme. No, we're talking about mastering your inner game, acquiring high-income skills, and leveraging sweat equity to literally buy your future freedom. Let's dive right in.
So, what would you do if your net worth dropped to exactly $0 today? Just imagine waking up tomorrow with a completely empty bank account. It's a pretty terrifying thought experiment from entrepreneur Darius Farrow. But honestly, stripping away that anxiety, that's step one. If you're waking up every single day with this uneasy feeling in your gut that life is uncertain, you need a solid plan. Panicking just drains the exact mental energy you're going to need to rebuild.
Because here's the thing. When you have absolutely zero capital, your mind and your time, those are your greatest initial assets. As Darius Farrow points out, every piece of knowledge you acquire increases your odds of survival in this world. Your training is your ultimate safety net. While everyone else is out distracting themselves, you've got to be studying, reading, and taking courses. You have to invest in yourself way before you actually need it. And this perfectly illustrates the stark difference between a lottery mindset and a true wealth mindset. Look, a lottery mindset just keeps people broke, spending money they definitely don't have just to look rich, right? Hoping and praying that luck is going to somehow save them. But a wealth mindset is fundamentally different. It is all about delayed gratification, investing in your skills, living far below your means, and just completely avoiding bad debt.
To actually get rich from zero, you absolutely must master delayed gratification. Doing this literally strengthens your brain's executive function. It physically stops you from trading your future for, short-term comfort. So you have to ask yourself the tough questions. Are you willing to sacrifice the weekend party today to fund your absolute freedom tomorrow? You've got to train your brain to see that your ultimate vision is vastly more important than immediate fleeting pleasure.
Now, if you want to build that kind of ruthless discipline, you have to try the Ivy Lee method. This is a daily routine so incredibly effective that Charles Schwab actually paid $25,000 for it way back in 1918. Crazy, right? But it's so simple. Every night, write down your 6 most important tasks for tomorrow, prioritizing them by true importance. Then the next day, you work on task number 1 until it is 100% complete. Don't even think about number 2 until number 1 is done. Unfinished tasks just carry over. It is a prioritization engine that completely eliminates aimless drifting.
All right, moving on to Section 1, acquiring high-income skills, building your primary wealth engine from scratch. Let's see how mastering that inner game actually translates into active creation. Check out this number, 40 years. There's this famous story where Pablo Picasso drew a $10,000 masterpiece sketch in just 30 seconds. And when the buyer was totally shocked by the price, Picasso told him, "No, it actually took me 40 years of mastery to learn how to do that in 30 seconds. That right there, that is the true power of a high-income skill. When you master a highly valuable ability, people aren't paying for your time anymore. They're gladly paying for your deep value and the actual results you deliver." And the best part? You don't need a fancy degree to start. You can learn these exact high-income skills, things like sales, digital marketing, coding, copywriting, data analysis, or even trade certifications entirely for free online. I mean, the best teachers in the world are right on YouTube or Coursera. Once you have a skill that solves a painful problem for a business, you start trading that deep value instead of your minimum wage time. That practically ensures you'll literally never be broke another day in your life.
So, once you have that high-income skill, you leverage what's called sweat equity. Honestly, this is the ultimate game changer for beginners with zero money because it allows you to bypass startup capital entirely. Sweat equity is the value created by your hard work and time rather than a financial investment. You're literally trading your sweat, your energy, and your newly acquired skills for a percentage of ownership or a direct cut of the profits. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine finding a local plumber and telling them, "Hey, I'll run all your digital marketing for free, but I want a 20% cut of every new job I bring in." Boom! You've just created a cash-flowing business with absolutely zero financial risk. You're partnering with someone who already has the established infrastructure but lacks the specific growth skills you just learned. If your marketing fails, well, you lose nothing but your time. But if it succeeds, you've essentially built a powerful income stream out of thin air. This whole sweat equity strategy is what shifts you from being a replaceable employee to being an equity partner with unlimited leverage. See, an employee is entirely capped. You're just trading your time for a fixed paycheck, and there are only 24 hours in a day, right? But an equity partner, They trade their high-income skills for a profit share, completely divorcing their personal time from income generation. You're building systems that will eventually make money while you sleep.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, scaling through smart investing. Taking those hard-earned glowing dollars and creating passive wealth. Because as your sweat equity starts generating real cash, we have to transition from active income into the outer scaling phase to really protect yourself from the risk of ruin.
So here is your non-negotiable scaling playbook. Before you even think about buying anything flashy, you must live below your means and save up 6 months of emergency expenses, period. Then maximize your 401k employer matches because, let's be real, that is literal free money, and automate your investments into an IRA. You absolutely have to pay yourself first. Treat your savings like a mandatory tax you owe to your future self. Now take a look at this number, 10%. That represents the historical average annual return of the S&P 500. And what that proves is that consistent, long-term compounding heavily outpaces any get-rich-quick scheme out there. Time is your absolute greatest ally. Thanks to compound interest, the money you invest actually starts earning its own money. It's not just planting a single tree, it's like planting an entire orchard. If you're looking for a beginner portfolio, the sources highlight Kevin O'Leary's allocation model. It's super simple. A split of 60% in S&P 500 equities and 40% in fixed income bonds. The golden rule here is ensuring you never put more than 20% in a single sector. This simple split insulates you against crazy market volatility while still capturing that essential long-term growth.
But listen, as you put all of this into practice, remember this: execution beats perfection. A messy launch is infinitely more profitable than a perfect plan stuck in your head. Entrepreneur Evan Carmichael once lost out on a $40 million business sale simply because he overplanned. Honestly, perfectionism is truly just fear in a tuxedo. Too many smart people stay poor because they live in theory. They suffer from analysis paralysis, polishing a business plan for months, while someone else just launches a messy version, gathers real-world feedback, and completely steals the market. Do it before you feel 100% ready. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final thought. Wealth isn't just some accident. It's a systematic process of controlling your mindset, stacking your skills, and taking messy action. The resources are free, and the playbook is literally right in front of you. So, what specific, high-income skill are you going to start relentlessly mastering today to buy your future freedom?